discussion. I hope everyone is keeping well with this COVID-19 situation. We are here to discuss that matter. COVID-19 is a new experience to each and every one of us. We have all come up with new ways of handling it, and it has hit us in different ways. So we have a panel of ladies here to discuss the challenges, what they're doing to handle it, and encourage each other as women on how we can handle life in this pandemic. So let me introduce our ladies. To my farthest right is Rose, an administrator. Next to Rose, we have Maureen, a businesswoman. Next to me here is Hiromi, an entrepreneur. To my left is Shiko, a mother. And to my farthest left is Florence, a church administrator.
Hi.
Yes, and I, your host, am a university student. Okay, so COVID-19 has been quite a challenge for me since I'm in the last year of university. My last semester was cut short and we were told to go home till further notice. Later on, they sent emails saying they've cancelled examinations and projects. So we're still hanging, not knowing are we still going to be able to graduate or not. I also had to move from Nairobi and go back home because I couldn't just stay in Nairobi doing nothing. It's been such a hassle and I'm only one person. So it makes me wonder, how hard could it be for the mothers, those who are employed, for the business women? And we have all those areas covered here. So I think this discussion will hit each and every area and it will relate with many of you watching us from home. So the first issue, I think the most sensitive issue is the issue faced with the mothers. How is it having the kids at home, education, the husbands now coming home earlier than usual? How is it handling this whole matter?
Well, it has been, for me personally, it has been a blessing and a challenge somehow. So in a blessing in such a way that I'm able to relate with my children, I'm able to understand them better, I'm able to know their weakness, to know their strength, and also to discover their talents also, the gifts they have. So it has been a blessing in that way, especially for those who are, the one who is at boarding school. It's like most of the time she's at school, and she started when she was in primary. So it has been, it's like I didn't know her even better. So when she came on, she used to come on holidays, we couldn't relate better.
Yeah.
But at least now it has given me that time to at least know her, at least to understand her, and even to know what she's going through.
Yes.
We can relate now. And also it has been a challenge in learning, making them study. It has been a challenge. It started well in the first month, but as the days continue, they discover they're in holiday. So making them to learn has been a problem. It's like you're forcing them, and even when you think they're reading, they're doing something else. So it has been a challenge in that way. But also it has been a blessing also because I'm able to teach them what they're supposed to learn, like giving them chores and know what they're able to do. We share the chores of the house so that I can keep them busy. I also discover, when I discover a talent, I give them a chance to practice it. Like my firstborn is doing practicing baking, so I'm letting her bake so that she can learn even more, and also give them space to do what they want. And I give them a space where they can decorate it the way they want and take time in doing it. I don't make them feel like they're in prison. I want them to feel free.
Give them the liberty for creativity. Okay, so since we have other mothers, have your experiences been the same, or what is there a situation that stands out with you as a mother, Maureen?
Like to me it has been a challenge, a very big challenge, because I have a candidate she's in Form 4. So, now we don't know the way forward. We have not been told the way forward. So we don't know if these kids are going to sit for the exams, if they are not going to sit for the exams. And then remember this girl, when she was in school, she was preparing to sit for the exam. So this is something that just came, if you're two, without any plan. So kwanza, you have to really talk to this child of yours to make her understand and to just give her hope and to kumpush to aendelee kusoma. Where they had left, aendelee kusoma. It is a challenge because, again, you cannot, there is a difference between school, learning from school, and learning from home. Because home, she has other kids, other siblings. So hata akiwa kwa mahali anasoma, should be distracted. So hata concentrate mia kwa mia. So it's a challenge, but we have no otherwise. You have to push on.
Yeah. And you are a mother and a businesswoman as well. And since this thing came abruptly, I'm sure you were not fully prepared, maybe financially. So as a businesswoman, has it hit you differently, and has it been harder to provide at home? How are the kids aware? Are they sensitive that now they should use their food wisely? And so you can share about how it is at home, sensitizing to the kids that things are different, and also mention how it has affected your business.
Yeah, the COVID-19 has affected especially people in business, because it has been a challenge, a big challenge, in a way that, we were told to stay home. So many of the people are not coming to town. They are in their houses. So when even kama niko na products za kuuza, hakuna watu wa kuuzia, kwa sababu people are not coming to town. The movement of people is very limited.
Yeah.
Okay, again, someone like me, I used to take my things from Nairobi. Now I cannot go to Nairobi because it has been locked down. Sasa unaona hata kuongeza products kwa duka yako ama kwa biashara yako inakuwa ni ngumu. Again, we have whatever we are selling right now, especially like me, I'm into clothing. People have priorities right now.
Yeah.
So kuna ile kitu prioritize kuliko kununua nguo. So it is a challenge, and again I have to feed my family. Being a mother, a businesswoman, I'm also a single mother. So there is nobody that inategemea ataleta chakula. So feeding the kids, paying the rent, even my own transport money, imekuwa ni hectic.
And they have a big appetite.
And these kids have big appetites.
Yeah.
And again, you cannot always kupimia mtoto chakula because amezoea kukula. So it is very hard kupimia huyu mtoto chakula. So at the end of the day, mzazi ndo anakuwa na stress, hata utakuwa depressed. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
The floor is open. If you have anything, I don't want to lock anyone out. So that is a challenge, Maureen, really, and it's only God who can take us through this. And something else that has been affected is our social life, to be honest. We miss the freedom. We have never lived a life, fortunately for Kenya, yenye hatuna freedom. So this thing has come with a lot of rules, regulations. What do you have to say about that, Hiromi?
Oh, it has been a challenge to me, especially on my side, because I'm a person who has so many friends. I love interacting with people, and so I love traveling, and so now I'm limited. I cannot travel, I cannot interact with my friends often. I love going to restaurants, just having fun, but I cannot do it anymore. I cannot hug my friends, I cannot go and hug my parents as I used to do before. I cannot just go and visit them kila wakati tunaenda. Leo nimesikia nimemiss watu wetu, nimeenda nimewahug, nimekaa nao. Imekuwa challenge sana kwetu na kwangu sana. na hata these things okay, lazima tuzivae, lakini mask kila saa lazima funike mapua, mdomo, you sanitize 24 every other time, every other second, washing your hands. It's new, it's a new thing to us. We've never experienced this before. So it's a learning process. We are learning to adapt to the situation, but we are praying that soon this thing will come to an end and we go back to our normal lives. Yeah.
Since you've mentioned how hard it is to stick to these regulations, to be honest, we want to, but it's hard, but we are trying because it's new. Rose, what do you have to say about that? What is your take on it?
It's sure hard. It's hard for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you're the one who is there to enforce it.
Yes.
You know, you are caught in between. You know, even you are suffering to put on the mask always, but now you're supposed to make sure other people put on their masks. So you're caught in between letting these people learn and adjust and enforce it. Also, given that this is a new thing, you don't want to be over tough to people. But again, you don't want to let them to be careless to not put them on. So it's a tough battle. Today you go, you meet people somewhere, you tell them, please don't remove your masks. As you're doing your businesses, let your masks be on. Then a few minutes later, you come back and tell them the same thing. Yani, ni kama unachunga kondoo every day. And it's hard. It's hard. Yani, it's a difficult situation for law enforcers. Again, you cannot even prosecute these people because, you know, our courts are partly shut.
Yes.
Yeah, and people know that. People know there is nowhere you are taking me. Hata ukiniarrest, labda niende nilipe cash bill. And if I say I don't have that cash bill, utaniachilia tu. And even if I don't have the cash bill, how many can we arrest? How big do you think our cells are? We are still enforcing social distance.
Yeah.
It's tough, and I wish people would realize it's not for the government. You're not wearing the mask for the government. You're not washing your hands for the government. It's for your own self.
Yeah.
It's for your own protection. It's a new dynamic that has come to this world that we have to learn to do. So we are caught in between, by the way. You are in between. Let these people learn slowly, let them adjust, or enforce it so that they don't be at risk.
Wow, it's a challenge on your end. And another thing, me personally, we find refuge in the church. We find refuge in God. We go to the men of God. In such situations, most of us would be running to the churches to find answers, But the thing is, also the churches have been closed. So Florence, you're an administrator in the church. How is it?
Sure, it has been a challenge because one, all of us, we don't have freedom of worship. Yet, you want to worship God, but you don't have that room. So you are forced to either stay in your house or you lock yourself somewhere and do intercession for yourself. And this thing has come with positive things and negative things. On the positive side of it, people have come to know God at their personal level because kitambo we used to depend on pastors, evangelists, intercessors to pray for us, to preach to us. But at this moment, you are doing intercession for yourself, you are leading the word for yourself, and you are depending on God. Tulikuwa tuna depend kwa watu, ati nikiambia pastor this issue, aniombe tu, it's done. But now the pastor is not there, the evangelist is not there, so now you say that I'll tell God. Personally, I'll tell God. So kunakuwa na hiyo uhusiano kati yako na Mungu, and that is an advantage part of it. Because if we rely on people, yes, they are servant and they are there to lead us. But itafika at a point, because he or she is a shepherd, na ukikua the way unaendelea kugrow, inafika at a point you have to depend on God, because he's there to hold your hand, akuvukishe na wewe uweze kujua Mungu kivyako. So ukilai kwake sana, in one way or the other unamdrain. And another advantage, tuna identify talents among ourselves, because fellowships zimerudi home. So tunapata kama leo umeambiwa ni wewe utafanya hivi na hivi, whoever is there is able to identify, this is good in singing, this is good in praying, this is good in preaching. So that is an advantage. But the disadvantage part of it, there is no refuge. Solomon said in the book of Chronicles that God, if these people will come when their enemies are following them, when they'll come in your house, give them refuge. Now, another word says that the house of God is a strong tower where righteous go and get their safety. So we don't have somewhere to go. There is no refuge. It's either you mourn where you are, you either stay with your stress, there is no one to share your problem with, there is no one to encourage you, there is no one to empower you, because the church is closed. But what I can say, God said that we cannot be tempted beyond our level. This is just a passing weight, and it will be over. And God will give us grace to go through this thing. God will hold our hand, because he has said that he will make a way in the wilderness. So we are in the wilderness, and our trust should be in Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Because when we trust in God, he will never ever frustrate us. He will never ever disappoint us. So, brethren, even if COVID-19 is there, let us not forget God. Because God is our hope. God is our refuge. God is our hiding place. And he is there to be there for us. And he says that when we call, he will answer. So let us have that tendency of calling upon the name of the Lord, because he said that whoever calls upon his name will be saved. So when we call upon the name of the Lord, we will be saved, and this thing will not touch us, because he will keep us safe from all hidden dangers and from all deadly diseases.
Amen.
Amen. I think to add on that, about God being our refuge, you know, like at the moment, we don't have any other place to run to. The whole world is facing the same challenge.
Yes.
The entire world, and more especially the first world countries. Unajua ingekuwa kitambo, we third world, tungehepea first world, you know? But now, they are hit more than us.
Yeah.
You know, people are dying more than us. So the only thing we can do as third world is just
Trust God.
go to God.
Yeah.
You know, because if it is not for God, I don't know, for third world, hatuna enough hospitals, enough what? ICU beds. Hizo zote hatuna enough. Them they have them, but people are dying, you know. So kama si Mungu to protect, I don't know. Sijui inaweza kuwa wapi, but so far so good. God has been there. We've seen him. As third world, as Africa, we've seen God, and we are hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you for such encouraging words. And at home, you can also share on the comments what your experiences have been. If you have any encouraging messages, you can also post. And if you have hacks or things that you can help people to be able to survive in such a situation, please feel free to post it in the comments. So I don't know if we have anything else, word of encouragement, if you have new ways you've discovered of how we can live in this pandemic, you can share. The floor is open to everyone.
I would really like to encourage all the parents out there, especially the mothers. It is not easy. It is not easy, but the best thing I think we can do is just getting close to our children. Talk to your children more. Sit down, have a meeting with them, explain to them what is going on, because we have young kids who cannot understand what is going on. Explain to them. talk to them. Hata kama kuna zile vitu walikuwa wanapata na hawawezi pata saizi, explain why they cannot get it now. If your kids, ni wale tulikuwa every Sunday or Saturday we are taking our kids out, we go for swimming, we go visit our grandparents, you know. So explain to them why we cannot go and visit Shosho, why we cannot go visit aunties, our aunties, why we cannot go out for swimming, why we cannot go to church, because watoto wanauliza why are we not going to church? Explain to them. And also every Sunday make sure you have a small home service with your children, and every kid will involve into this home service. One can pray, one can give a word, and watoto in one way or another, hata hii kitu, they will not notice if there is anything going on. Yeah.
I was just wondering, how are you coping with toddlers? Those who cannot understand what is going on. You have now locked them in the house. They used to play outside. Personally, I'm jungling between making my child cartoon addict to calm her down, or she stays at the window looking out. Yani, sometimes I feel like she's bursting and closed in small doors, and she's super active. She wants to run out. She does not understand why she's seeing her friends from the other window and they cannot. How are you dealing with toddlers? Because these big ones are okay, you explained. But toddlers have become.
And another thing they don't understand, why when you come home you cannot just hug them.
hug
When they
them.
run to you, you cannot hug them. You tell them, ngoja kidogo uende nione mkono. Kwa nini na mama alikuwa anani?
Actually, yeah. They have to follow you asking, Ma, yani they think you're ignoring them. You know, it's been a challenge with the toddlers. Because she cannot understand why she no longer goes to church, why she cannot see her friends,
Why she can't go to town with you.
exactly why she's not going to town with you because you just leave her in the house. Sometimes when you're leaving, she asks, can I go with you? You're like, no. And then you see, you see she's hurt, but you don't know how exactly to explain to this toddler to understand. It's not safe outside there. Even outside your house, it's not safe, especially for those who live in apartments.
It is true. It is true, especially for toddlers. It is very true. To monitor our watoto, it's either that child becomes a cartoon addict or becomes a phone addict. Atashinda kwa simu 24/7. Games. Ama kwa cartoon all the time. Toka asubuhi mpaka jioni ako kwa cartoon. Kwa sababu ni mtoto, you know these kids are very active. Ni active. Na unajua hata kwa nyumba utakuta imewekwa upside down. Because anataka kucheza. Anataka create space yake ya kucheza. So yeah, it's a challenge.
I think as Shiko said, create a space for this kid. You know, if it's one room or just one side of the wall, wacha achore vile wengine wanachora, wacha wachore. Like kwa hizi cartoons ndio wanapenda because they see toys, you know, those such things. Just buy for them blackboards, chalks, to keep them busy. Just keep your baby busy. Na vitu za kukula some snacks here and there. I think hivyo ndio tutaweza kuwasaidia watoto.
Kama ni ngumu kwetu na sisi tunaweza grasp, for them it must be harder. So they can't reason the way we are reasoning. But if you have other solutions that we have not mentioned, please share. Yeah.
Can I just add? It's also challenging for apartments. For me personally, it's not that challenging because I'm in a self-compound house. So they can go outside, play the way they want, they can come in. But you see, when it's in an apartment, you have to restrict them completely.
Yes.
It's house and house only.
It's a small prison actually.
It's a challenge.
Alafu another challenge we've forgotten. Oh God, the rent. For those people who are still paying rent. hiyo ni hard because kama biashara pesa hakuna but unahitajika mlipe rent. But personally I thank my landlord. He waived 2 months rent. I was so happy, but now this is the last month. But God will provide anyway. So rent has been a challenge. Yeah.
God bless such landlords.
I know. Oh, God bless him.
You know, actually, we are talking of the big things. There are people who are having challenge to even put a meal on the table.
Yes.
A meal. And they have children, they have families. There are people who are really having it tough.
Yes.
So I think the best thing we can do is at this point be your brother's keeper.
Exactly.
Share the little you have with your brothers. Share the little you have with your sister. We'll all get over this. After we come out of this, we are going to now sort things out. But at this point, let's fight to all make it out and make it out healthy, both mentally and physically.
Yes.
Let's not lose hope. Let's not fear overtake us. Just let us become that just a storm that is passing, and we shall overcome it. And God's grace is sufficient. If only we trust in Him, we are sorted. No matter how difficult it seems. Even when hata sinye uko nile chakula ya mwisho, Mungu anaweza intervene because He's able. As long as you're looking unto Him for your everything, ata come through. Hujui ataguza nani. Labda ataongelesha hiyo neighbor next yako asikie tu acha nimpeleke tu chakula. Kwa hivyo you don't have a reason to lose hope. Be hopeful.
And be positive and stick to listening and watching positive things. Let us also remember to check on our friends, check on our family members, the people who are having mental health problems at such a time. You know, we handle things differently. So let's remember to check on your people. Okay? That has been a very good talk. I hope it has been also helpful to you, and we also want to be helped by you. So let us involve each other because it's new for every one of us and we all need each other. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Bye.